What is up, everybody? It is your man Brian back with you, and tonight I'm going to be doing just a quick little build tutorial on the Subtank RBA deck. I've had a couple people ask me about what kind of build to put on it and how to build on it, so I'm just going to show you something really quick that you can do on the Subtank, and I'll explain through the video a couple different things that you can do with it. So let's get right to it. Hang on a second, and I'll get the camera set up. Alright guys, got the camera set up. If I can get it to stop wiggling, just stop moving camera, stay there. Alright, what you're going to need for this build tutorial is you're going to need your 26 gauge Canthal, okay? I'm going to be using the Coil Concepts coiler with the 3mm bit. I'm going to make sure that this is the 3, yes that's the 3, okay? Pliers, wire cutters, Phillips head screwdriver, Geek Vape 521 tab, and the RBA deck for the Subtank Mini. Okay? So, what I'm gonna do is, and you may need your tweezers. I got them out just in case. So, what you're gonna do is, you're gonna just grab your wire. Make sure I'm staying inside the camera. And I was going to have music playing in the video tonight, guys, but that video, the build tutorial I put up last night, I ended up getting a message from YouTube saying something about copyright or something about the music being on there. I don't know what it's all about. They didn't take the video down. They didn't say that I was in any kind of trouble. I guess just if you have music playing in the background, you have to make it known or put it in the description or something like that. So I'm gonna message them and figure out what it is, what the hell they were talking about. So I don't know, but anyway, that's your 26 gauge Canthal. You really don't need this much wire. But I always just take one length off, and I mean, as you can see over there, I mean, I got a ton of wire, so I'm not really worried about anything really going to waste. Okay, so you're gonna just take this little Coil Concepts guy, stick your wire in there, and when you're doing the RBA on the Subtank, you want to wrap the wire clockwise. Okay, now I'm gonna do it on the first hole, or the first setting on the spinner. Just get it down there and just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and you know what, I'm gonna do 5 wraps and I'm gonna pull one out. What I'm doing with this is I'm doing 4 spaced wraps, and 4 spaced wraps, I've noticed when you're doing it on the RBA deck of this, 4 space wraps is pretty good when you're using 26 gauge Canthal. If you do 5 wraps and leave them closed like that, it will bring you out in between like 0.6, a high 0.6, 0.7, and if you want to stay around the 0.5, 0.6 area, I just do 4 spaced wraps, and it usually brings me out to in between 0.5 and 0.6. So I'm just going to pull one out, and there's my 4. I'm just going to take that off, grab my leads, kind of just pull it apart, space them out, push it back together, tighten them up a little more, and it didn't work with me doing that way. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take and put my fingernail in that gap, pull this, put my fingernail in that one right there. Kind of just, when you grab your leads and you go to space them out, if it doesn't space right and you have fingernails, you can just get your fingernails in there just like that Just put your fingernail right here on this lead coming out. Put it on the wrap under the bottom. Put it in both the wraps and on the leads on the top. And just pull it apart to where it's nice and spaced. You can't see it because my fat fingers are going to be in the way. But you just pull it apart just like that. Okay, and it'll give you a space. And then just take and push it back up against that thing. And it'll give you a nice spaced coil. See that? See how it's nice and spaced? Okay. Good. See if I can get you guys a pretty good view of that. See how it's spaced? Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my trash cup over. I'm gonna put this back on the bit, and I'm going to straighten that lead out a little bit and clip a little bit of that wire off, and clip a little of that wire off. You don't need that wire. I don't need that at all. Okay, so where's my flathead, or my Phillips head screwdriver? Let me make sure it's tightening. No, that's loosened. It's tightened. Okay. So you just lift your screws up. You don't want to take them all the way out. You just want to lift your screws up. Okay. And there's a couple different builds that you can do on this. I've put Claptons in here using 26 gauge and 34 gauge, and it brought me out to a 0.45, 0.5. If I remember, it's downstairs on the Subtank build down there. But I put a single fuse Clapton in here before. I've used 28 gauge and 34 gauge fuse Clapton in this, so you can fit. If you get into making Claptons and stuff like that, you can fit Claptons in here and fuse Claptons as long as you use the right gauge wires to build them. So, but for a beginner build on this 4 wrap spaced will give you nice coverage of your cotton. It'll give you nice flavor. So you want to just take your coil and just fit it down beside the screw right there, and you just want it sitting in there right beside them screws. Oh, sorry, I'm not in the camera. Sorry guys, I was not even paying attention. You want it just down in beside them screws right there. Okay, let me just make sure that I'm kind of facing the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Alright, so then you're just going to tighten down your leads. And if your coil moves a little bit, don't really worry about it. Just as long as it's not like literally pressing up against the side of your post. So you're just gonna, because you can straighten it all out later. You don't really have to necessarily have it right over the airflow to begin with. Although it will be right over the airflow, but it doesn't have to be perfect when you're tightening down your leads, because your coil's gonna move around. Come on, get in the damn hole. Alright, so you're just gonna make sure your leads are nice and tight. And then you're going to just straighten this guy out a little bit. Kind of just put it down right above the airflow. You see how I got that right there? See, there's the airflow hole. It's right above the airflow. That's what you want. Okay? And then you're going to just take and don't really, you can use the wire cutters on the RBA deck, but when I break them off, because it always breaks it off nice and flush where the lead's captured down. And that's kind of what you want. You want to just break them leads off. Now if you're doing Claptons or something like that, obviously you're going to have to get in there and clip it. But if you clip it, just make sure that everything is as flush as you can get it up against these negative and against the negative and positive leads, because when you put that barrel on top, you don't want your leads to touch that barrel because it will short out. So anyway, guys, that's seeing 0.62 is what that came out to, and that's with 4 space wraps. Now, you can use 28 gauge wire. When you get your Subtank Mini kit, it comes with the RBA deck. If you get the starter kit, it comes with an RBA deck. And since this is a spaced wrap, it should just glow right up. It should just glow evenly right up. Yep, see how it's glowing evenly from the inside out. We don't have to do anything with this coil. And it's zooming out to a 0.63, which is, if you're a beginner, a 0.63 is good. You'll be able to run it in between 20 and 25 watts. It'll wick right. You'll get pretty good flavor off of it. But if you want it, your ohms lower than that, there's different builds that you can do. You could put more wraps in it. You can use different gauge wire. What they use when you get your Subtank Mini kit, it comes with a build in here already. What comes factory stock, it comes with a coil in it, and all you just have to do is wick it up. They use a 28 gauge wire with 5 wraps, and they space it on a 2.5 millimeter bit, and it comes out to 0.58. So they say 0.5, but it's around what I just built. This is literally a brand new RBA deck, so it still had the build in it, and I tightened it down and put it on just because I wanted to check and see what the build was that comes factory, and it was a 0.58. So the build that I did is not much from the factory. So, and if you want to get it right down to around a 0.5, you can always use steam engine. Just go to Google and type in steam engine, and it'll bring you up, and it has your Ohm's law calculator and build thing and everything like that. But when I was using the Subtank Mini, this is the build that I did. So this is the build that I'm going to show you guys. I mean, as you can see, it's glowing from the inside out. Nice. That's nice. That's what you want. Glowing from the inside out. Space wrap, you shouldn't really have a problem with it not glowing right now. I'm not going to vape on this because I don't use my Subtank Minis anymore, and I'm just not going to waste the juice just to vape on it in this video. I'm just doing this so I can show you what kind of build I do on it, because I've had a couple people ask me, and I'm going to show you how I wick it, okay? And I'm not going to use my cotton bacon for this either, because that's a waste of good old cotton bacon, and I'm just not going to do it. So when I use Japanese cotton in this, I just peel the top layers off. Peel them top layers off and just kind of just roll it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just pinch it in and bang, and just stick that guy through, bring it through, make sure you got it kind of snug, but where you're gonna go back and forth just like that. Okay, now a lot of people, if you don't want to put your chimney on and you want to clip it before you go in there, I always just clip it right here at the edge of the base sometimes when I do it. But the way that I found it easier when I was using the Subtank Mini is you take your chimney and you flip your bunny ears up just like that, and you put your chimney right over your cotton and pull it through just like that, okay, to where it's coming out of the top. And then you take your screwdriver. Don't forget to tighten this screw down either, because you don't have to have it snug, you just want it holding it. But if you don't tighten that screw down and you leave it completely loose, when you put the chimney cap on here and you tighten it down on your tank and you go to unscrew it to put juice in it, this will come off, and it's just a pain in the ass to deal with. So alright, so what I do is I take and I'm gonna cut. I have my bunny ears up, okay? I'm just gonna leave it just like that, and I'm gonna cut my cotton. See where it meets the chimney? I'm gonna cut it right above where it meets the chimney. So like right about there is kind of where I want to cut it. I want to just grab this and kind of just clip it right above the chimney. Okay, it's kind of what you want. Just even that out just a little bit, and you want to just fluff it out a bit. Take your my handy dandy paper clip or whatever you use to stuff your cotton down in there, and you're just going to take and push your cotton down in there, take and push your cotton down in there, get it down in there. You don't really want to pack it. You kind of just want to get it down there to where it's covering them juice flow holes, okay? And you want to just kind of stuff it in there to where it's covering them juice flow holes. See how I got it covering them juice flow holes? That's kind of what you want. You just want to put it down in there, get it run in the juice flow hole, kind of make sure it's not, you can leave it sticking out if you want. I'm just real particular about my stuff, so just kind of, and that's kind of what you want down inside there. That's kind of what it looks like after you got it wicked. You just want your juice hole covered up just like that. And then all you do, guys, is you just take some juice. Here, this is a juice that I don't use, so I'll just take and kind of just prime my coil up. Just prime it on up. Alright. Take and get, once you got everything primed up down in there, just make sure she's all nice and primed. See how it's starting to wick on the side, and she's all nice and juiced up. See how it's wicked on the side. You want to just kind of test fire it and make sure that everything's going good in there. See how she's producing vapors. That's what you want, guys. That's it. That's really all you need. So then you want to just take and screw on your chimney cap. And you know what? I only got a little bit of that juice left. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and throw the rest of that juice in this sub tank, and I'll go ahead and take it back up top and vape on it for you guys. Let's go ahead and empty this juice. There's another bottle that I can wash out and use. And if you're getting in, if you get into DIY, guys, always, if you empty your bottle, just set it off to the side, because you can wash it out. Wash it out with soap and water, let it dry, and you can use it for your DIY juices. That's what I do with them. I don't ever throw any of my bottles away. So then you just screw it on and set your airflow. I like mine wide open. So yeah, there wasn't even enough juice to get in the wicking holes, but it's okay. We're going to I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this on the IPv4 real quick, and I'll just take you guys back up top and show you how it vapes. Come on. I'm gonna reset this. I'm gonna bring it down to, I'm gonna do it at 20 watts. Whoops. Come on. The thing with these IPv4s, man, they definitely scroll fast. If you're not paying attention, you definitely will scroll past what you want. Alright, so hold on a second, guys. I'll get you back up to FaceTime, and we'll get on out of here, okay? Hold on 1 second. Alright, guys, so that is the Subtank Mini build. Let me just take a couple hits off here just to show you how she vapes. You can see she chucks the clouds, guys, alright? 20 watts, that's all I got it at. And 20 watts on this build is perfect. See, 20 watts. On this build, you can go up to 25 watts. I recommend keeping it in between 20 and 25 watts. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I got for you. Now everybody knows how I do my RBA decks with my Subtank when I use them. I don't really use my Subtank anymore. I got in more into rebuildables, RTAs and stuff. Not that this is a bad tank. I just don't use it. I started getting into dual coils and more power and more wattage and stuff like that. So I'm going to be shooting another review tonight. So look out for another video tonight. I'll be putting that up here in a little while. Make sure you join CASA, Fight for Your Right to Vape. There's a lot of stuff going on in advocacy right now. If you didn't watch Scoop last night, make sure you go over to Vaping Minuteman's channel and watch the replay. We had Stefan from notblowingsmoke.org last night. We had him on, and we got a really good insight on what's really going on and everything, and what's happening and everything. So make sure you go over and check that out. Make sure you go over to fluentvapors.com and get your Addie's yogurt. 100% of the proceeds goes to notblowingsmoke.org, so you can help out in advocacy that way. And also make sure you go over to Twitter and Instagram and check out JD Vape Co. It's at JD_vape_co_, and go over to his website. He's got a thing going on right now where if you buy a bottle of juice, you buy part of the company. If you want to know more about that, you can go over. He'll have something up on his website soon explaining about it. But if you want to know about it right now, you can message him on Instagram or Twitter, or you can send him an email. He is getting everything off the ground, so the website's not completely done yet, but you can go over there and purchase juice, and it tells you a little bit about the company. So go over there and check him out. Check out his company. Really cool dude. I've been talking to him about it the past couple days. So go over there and check that out, guys. And talk to him about it. I think that's a really cool thing that he's got going on. Why not buy into a company? He can explain more to you about it. If you're interested, go over there and check it out. Like I said, on his Instagram and Twitter, it's at JD_vape_co_. Sorry guys, I had a brain fart right there. So go over to there, and his website is on his Twitter and Instagram, and you can go over to the website, and like I said, it's not up there right now, but if you want to know more about it right now, you can always message him on Instagram and Twitter and talk to him about it and everything like that. So that's it, guys. We're going to get out of here. I'm going to be shooting another review tonight, so be looking out for that. It's going to be a juice review, and I think maybe if I have time tonight, I'll try to put the Twisted Canthal build up, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get to that tonight. It's getting kind of late already. So anyway, guys, let's get out of here. Make sure you do all these things I talk about. Go over and check out Vaping Minuteman's channel. Subscribe to him so you can check out the Scoop every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you go over and check out JD Vape Co. on Instagram and Twitter. I'll have the Instagram name down in the description if you want to check out that, and definitely make sure you go and get your Addie's yogurt so you can put some money towards advocacy and put into it that way and help out that way. So that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. Always know your Ohm's law, always build safe, and always vape crazy. See ya. Whoops. Running in at 20 watts still for the Subtank, guys, so I can't vape you out.